Ya lo viste. Sí, te cupo, entonces. Ay, Dios mío. Welcome to Unit 2. Our objective is I can introduce my family and or friends. So today we're going to go over everything that we learned last week, but we're also going to see how we can change the sentence structure to introduce other people as well as ourselves. Let's go ahead and start with that. I'd like to just go over my basic introduction from last week. And you'll notice that I changed the way that I say my name here. So instead of saying me llamo Sara, I chose to use yo soy Sara today because I can say me llamo, mi nombre es, yo soy, or even soy, and they're all correct. They're all communicating my name, so that's something I like to get people used to from the beginning, is that there's more than one way to say something. And you'll notice that I'm using this highlighted in yellow form of the verb, yo soy for I am, or yo tengo for I have, when we're talking about years. So here's my self-introduction. Yo soy Sara, soy maestra, soy de Philadelphia, tengo 28 años, mi dirección es calle Gómez Farías, número 1642. Mi número de teléfono es 2292-171107. Mi correo electrónico es saratbrady@gmail.com. If you need to go back and listen to it again, that's fine. Otherwise, I'd like for you to pause the video now and to tell me your self-introduction for practice. So you can follow the guide that I have right here on the screen, or if you want to add information, change it up a little bit, you're more than welcome to. This will just be extra practice. Go ahead and do that now. And when you unpause, we're going to be looking at how to introduce someone else. So now you can see that I'm introducing my husband. So I'm still using the same verbs. I've highlighted the third person form. So I'm going to be using LS or LTNA, since my husband is a he. But all the information that I'm giving is the same that I gave for myself. So I'm going to introduce him. Mi esposo es Carlos. Él es carpintero. Él es de México. Él tiene 41 años. Su dirección es calle 13, número 210. Su número de teléfono es 2298-266538. Su correo electrónico es carloshernandez@gmail.com. A couple things that I want to point out here is that since I'm talking about a masculine person and his job is carpintero, I've used an O at the end of that. Whereas if you go back to mine, I'm a female, I had to say that I'm a maestra. So we're going to see more of that later on when we get into the family vocabulary in a couple more videos, that we're going to start really having to change the words to fit feminine or masculine ideas. That being said, another thing I want to point out is the difference between me, which is a possessive adjective meaning my, and when I talked about Carlos, I used su, which is also a possessive adjective meaning his or her. A lot of people get a little worried about how am I going to know? How will I know if they're talking about he or she? Well, I've already introduced Carlos and I said a few things about him. So in the context of this introduction, this would be interpreted as his direction. Nobody's just going to come up to you and just say, oh, su número de teléfono es, without giving you some kind of context as to who they're talking about. So you don't have to worry too much about that. When in the next video, when we come back, we're going to go ahead and take a look at more the difference in the possessive adjectives and the difference in how we're phrasing the questions and answers. But for right now, I'd like for you to just go through this and introduce anybody else. It can be a male or female, friend or family, and you want to follow this kind of example. But again, you're welcome to add more information or to say something differently. And when you finish that, you can go ahead and move on to the next video.